call to order the Monday, September 27th, 2021 council meeting. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll, please?
Councilor Andronico.
Present.
Councilor Kane. Councilor DeBona.
Present.
Councilor Harris.
Present.
Councilor Mahoney.
Present.
Councilor McCarthy. Councilor Palmucci.
Present.
Councilor Phelan.
Present.
President Liang.
Present.
7 members, you have a quorum.
Thank you. If we could all just put ourselves on mute just to take a moment of silence in honor of all of the women and men currently serving both here and abroad, as well as all the frontline workers still working on the pandemic. Thank you, everyone. Madam Clerk, could you read the open meeting law, please?
Pursuant to the open meeting law, any person may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting or may transmit the meeting through any medium. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made whether perceived or unperceived by those present and are deemed acknowledged and permissible.
Thank you. And in accordance with Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, signed by Governor Charles D. Baker on June 16, 2021, extending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20, the Quincy City Council will be convening via remote video conferencing services that will air on Quincy Access Television, QATV, channel QATV 9, Government Access. Madam Clerk, first item on the agenda, please.
First item is 2021-092, an ordinance amending Chapter 325, Vehicles and Traffic.
I'd like to waive the reading. Councilor Palmucci?
Yes, this is an ordinance that I'm introducing along with co-sponsor Councilor Mahoney. It is a codification of bicycle traffic rules in the city of Quincy. Much of what's listed here, I think there's a couple of dozen regulations, come directly from Chapter 85, Section 11B of the Mass General Laws. So there's nothing new here that isn't already a law in Massachusetts. The only thing that is novel about this particular ordinance is the penalties that someone who violates this regulation would face, and that would be most importantly and most severely would be the forfeiture of bicycles. And this is a direct response to, I think we've all probably had these calls, but about bands of roving teenage boys riding bicycles in the middle of the street, ignoring traffic or disrupting the flow of traffic. I got a report of something happened on Furnace Brook Parkway where someone was hit, and that the boys on the bike got out and they stomped in the windshield of the driver. It was really a very very bad situation. So this would empower Quincy police officers to, if they have a report or they see this type of behavior, to take the bicycles from people disobeying the rules of the road for bicyclists in the city of Quincy. And if they're juveniles, require their parents to come down to the station to pick up the bicycle. And if it happens more than once, it allows the city, the Quincy Police Department, to take their bicycle permanently and forfeit it. So I just asked that this be put into the ordinance committee for further hearing.
Thank you, Councilor Palmucci. So we're going to go ahead. We have a motion to move this to ordinance. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Phelan. Any questions or comments on this before we move it to ordinance? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor? Oh, I'm sorry, Councilor Mahoney, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to just to add on to that when we put this into ordinance, I know that we have some great partners in the community with QuinCycle, and we are trying to have safe streets here in Quincy. So we will have a public hearing on this so we can hear from all parties to make sure as we're moving forward, doing this the best and most conscientious way we can to make sure that we're dealing with the issues that we're having, because right now it is getting out of control and we just want to make sure people are safe. So thank you very much, Councilor Palmucci, for bringing this forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, any other questions or comments from my colleagues before we move this to ordinance? Great, all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Any opposed? Okay, great. So we'll go ahead and move it to ordinance. Number 2, please, Madam Clerk.
2021-093, a gift for $1,000 from City Councilor William P. Harris for the Council on Aging Elder Services.
Thank you. I'd like to recognize Councilor Harris.
Thank you. Thank you, President Liang. I'm just living up to Council Palmucci called me on it when we revisited the cut of, I think it was $413 from Elder Services, and since then it's funny, especially as we're getting older. My wife was working down at the Kennedy Center as a volunteer, testing and administrating vaccines, and we were actually old enough to join the Kennedy Center, and that's what she did that day. And I think that I'm so proud of what we do for our seniors. My mother of 95 just recently turned 95, living in at 1000 Southern Artery, still under the Quincy system. And what the job that's being done in this city is incredible. And I hope that little token of $1,000, whether it's pays the surcharge for everybody who wants to do a Zoom Zumba. I guess it's Zumba. As you can see, I haven't done much Zumba, but I hope that I know, I'm confident that it'll be put to good use from the folks who run the Elder Services. They do a great job, and I'm just happy to been able to do this. And I want to thank my counselors who changed the vote and didn't cut when it comes to being a senior, as it's coming very fast every day, which I'm there. It's a frightening thing. So it's anything we can do for our seniors, that's important. And thank you, everybody, and thank you, President Liang. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you, Councilor Harris. Would you like to make a motion to approve?
Please. Motion to approve.
Thank you, Councilor Harris. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor DeBona. Any questions or comments on this item? Great. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, could you call the roll, please?
Councilor Andronico,
Yes.
Councilor Kane, Councilor DeBona,
Yes.
Councilor Harris,
Yes.
Councilor Mahoney,
Yes.
Councilor McCarthy,
Yes.
Councilor Palmucci,
Yes.
Councilor Phelan,
Yes.
President Liang,
Yes.
9 members.
Item passes. Thank you. Number 3, please, Madam Clerk.
A resolve, 2021-094, a resolve seeking enforcement of commercial traffic ban on Furnace Brook Parkway.
Thank you. I'd like to recognize Councilor Phelan.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm just bringing in this resolve. I realize it's not just my ward, but Furnace Brook Parkway touches all the wards. And what I've had problems with is huge tractor trailers coming down Furnace Brook Parkway, which are supposed to be banned on it, taking turns off of waves and going into neighborhoods. It let up a little during the pandemic, but now it's starting to kick back up, and there are huge delivery trucks that the street was never meant for. And then working with the Quincy police, trying to get state police to do something that's been a little tough. So I bring this resolve in kind of out of what I've heard from a lot of people. I've heard from, as we're in an election year, I'm going door to door. I've also received several emails from people in the area where these tractor trailers will come down side streets, get caught in the middle of the street, and you have a disaster. But first of all, there's streets right off of Furnace Brook, so there shouldn't even be a tractor trailer on it. And this is becoming more commonplace. And I think where we don't have the enforcement on this, that I put this resolve together. I thank for Councilor Palmucci and Councilor Mahoney for joining me on this, but I would like to send this to our state delegation and a copy to the state police to let them know that these things really need to be enforced. And these roadways were never meant for this kind of heavy traffic on them. And there's going to be a lot of cars. I mean, that's inevitable, but that's what's supposed to be on them. And these roads were never meant to take this much on them. So I put that to my councilors. I requested a resolve be sent to both a state delegation and also to the state police, so that we want enforcement on this.
Thank you, Councilor Phelan. And you also have a motion to approve, correct?
Yeah, I motion to approve, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilor. Do we have a second? Second by Councilor DeBona. Any questions or comments on this item before we move forward? Councilor DeBona, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to thank Councilor Phelan for bringing this forward today with the resolution. Been the 6 years that I've been on the council, this has been definitely an issue that I hear across this, the residents of that particular area of Furnace Brook, whether it go in Ward 1, 4, or 5. You're talking about going down the side streets. They're also going down do not enters and one-way systems sometimes. So, I mean, we have to prevent that from happening. And I'm happy that this is going forward and give the request to DCR and state police to do their enforcement on these commercial traffic bans in these Furnace Brook parkways. But happy to see this come about, and hopefully we can get this resolved as we move forward. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilor DeBona. I'd also like to recognize Councilor Harris.
Yes, thank you. And I'm so much going to support this situation with Councilor Phelan has brought up, and I applaud the folks that are doing this, because an issue it started right at the beginning of my term, and before my term, way back when, and now it's getting way back when, with FedEx, and these are also FedEx trucks. And I'm going to probably piggyback over in the next few meetings about what's going on with FedEx coming out of the old Jordan's Furniture, cutting through Marina Bay, cutting through. They're supposed to be going right on to down not Quincy Shore Drive. They're supposed to be going right down through the state road on the backside of Quincy, not cutting through North Quincy, not going down Quincy Shore Drive, not cutting through Furnace Brook Parkway. I see it every day. I'm on the road with my job on a daily basis. It drives me crazy to see what's going on Furnace Brook Parkway. These trucks, FedEx trucks, we didn't sign up for this, and I have a real issue going on in North Quincy with this. They're supposed to be going right onto the highway, not cutting through Furnace Brook Parkway, not going through our neighborhoods. It's not right, and I applaud Councilor Phelan and everybody else who has jumped on top of this, and again, Councilor Mahoney, who's been a supporter of issues in Ward 6, and Councilor Palmucci, who's always been, and again, Councilor Yang, you've helped me, and Councilor DeMona, all the councilors have been great. Dave McCarthy, and so this is important. This is a quality of life issue. And that's what we're here to protect. The folks, they pay big taxes. We have a beautiful city, and let's make sure we take care of those folks. That's what's important, and everybody got it. Everybody on this screen has it. And, thank you, all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Councilor. It's hard to follow that, but does anybody else have any other questions or comments? Great. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll, please?
Councilor Andronico.
Yes.
Councilor DeBona.
Yes.
Councilor Harris.
Yes.
Councilor Mahoney. Councilor Mahoney.
Sorry. Yes. Well, I was on mute. Sorry.
Councilor McCarthy.
Yes.
Councilor Palmucci.
Yes.
Councilor Phelan.
Yes.
President Liang,
Yes.
8 members.
Thank you. Item passes. All right. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the approval of the previous meeting minutes from September 20th. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Councilor Phelan. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Andronico. Any questions or comments on the meeting minutes from last week? No? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Any opposed? Okay, the minutes pass. Moving on to communications and reports from the mayor, other city officers, and city boards. Seeing none. Unfinished business and preceding meeting. Okay, reports of committees. All right, presentations of petitions, memorials, and remonstrance. All right, motions, orders, and resolutions. Moving right along, last scheduling of committee meetings and public hearings. As a reminder, we are meeting again next Monday, October 4th, with a 6:30 p.m. start time with some public hearings for a utility request, followed by the formal city council meeting. And then our next meeting after that is October 18th. I do believe some of our committee chairs have some meetings that they're scheduling in the works, and so we'll make sure to get that out to folks well ahead of time. But does anybody else have any other questions about scheduling of committee meetings and public hearings before we adjourn? Great. So do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Councilor Harris. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you.